My name is Robert Chimenti. I am the marketing manager at B&W Tech. B&W Tech is a producer of spectrometers, lasers, and different types of system solutions. At this show, we're primarily focusing on our Raman systems. Raman is used for characterization of different materials because it allows you to identify and characterize different molecular bonds. So we can look at polymorphic states, we can look at stresses and strains, and we can also do material identification. At this show, we're showing our iRaman Plus. It's an upgrade to our iRaman system, which is already the leading portable laboratory Raman spectrometer on the market. With the iRaman Plus, what we've done is we've incorporated our exemplar technology that you may or may not be aware of from our modular spectrometer side of our business. And what it does is it's a smart spectrometer platform. So it has embedded microprocessor inside, so we can do onboard averaging, smoothing, data storage, things along those lines. Also, it uses USB 3.0 communication, so we can get much faster readout speeds. And what we've done with it is also added in a back-thinned, back-illuminated CCD camera. So instead of using a traditional front-illuminated CCD, we've gone to a back-thinned, back-illuminated, in addition to all of the standard exemplar advantages, which has really made it a unique product in its field. It's research, but we'll say it's somewhere in between a traditional laboratory product and a portable product. So it can be battery powered, it can be taken out in the field, it's relatively light, it's less than 10 pounds, it has a handle on it, can be moved around, it's fiber optically coupled, so we can have a handheld fiber probe that you can take out in the field, bring to different samples. It's used a lot in geology and archaeology, art, restoration as well. At this show, it's primarily people working in the lab, and we also have microscope attachments, probe holders, cuvette holders, liquid samples, holders, gas holders. So it can really, it's got a lot of utility to it. So it can be either used in the field or it can be used in the lab. So what I have up on the screen right now is we're measuring the Raman spectra from the silicon wafer here, and we can see silicon peak, the primary peak, very strong right here. We also have a second order silicon peak over here, which shows how sensitive the instrument is that we're able to pick up the second order shifts. But what's important about this is we can measure things like stresses and strains, we can measure crystallinity and imperfections, because if this peak here starts to shift left or right, that means that the molecular bond is either being stressed or strained. Also, since this is a pure crystalline silicon, we have a very nice sharp peak here. If we had amorphous silicon, we would see this peak would be broadened, and we can actually measure and calculate the degree of crystallinity by how sharp this peak is versus how broad it is. That's one example. Another thing that we can do, which really shows off the utility of the fiber probes, is I can take this probe here and I can very easily couple it in to this cuvette holder, and then with just pushing one button here, I'm going to be able to very quickly take a measurement of a liquid sample. And we can see here that fast we've been able to go from measuring a solid to a liquid, and we have here the spectrum of cyclohexane. Additionally, if I want to go from doing a precise measurement on a sample stage like that to just doing a quick bulk measurement, I can take this tablet here of acetaminophen and I can just put this tip on the end, shine it on there, push one button again, and then I can quickly pull up here and we can see that we have the spectrum of acetaminophen. So, the real advantage of the iRaman Plus is it takes high-level, scientific-grade, laboratory-grade data analysis, repeatability, precision, but does it in a small, portable, easy-to-use, flexible form factor. So you can use it in your lab, but you can also take it out in the field if you would like.